What is up? Welcome to the NFL Rundown, brought to you courtesy of Run Pure Sports and Run Pure Bets. I'm your host, Astaire, joined today by Titletown and Tyler Hicks. Title, NFL just keeps delivering when it comes to the entertainment. I had a great time yesterday watching those games. What are your thoughts?
I had a lot of fun. It's easy to have fun when you have plus 800 on the Bengals you give out on this show before the playoffs. When you say Bengals money line, Bengals plus 7, Bengals over team total, and you just hit the Bengals every which way. It's good, but unfortunately, that's pretty much the only good of the weekend. I got slaughtered in DFS yesterday, so it didn't matter what I was betting. I was going to come out on the losing end yesterday. I was Rams minus 3.5. Of course, that was somehow a loser too. I was rooting for the 49ers because Tyler and I had 100-1 on the 49ers Bengals Super Bowl. So close, but I got slaughtered. It was a very entertaining football game, though, and Joey B gets it done. I'm very happy for the Bengals. Talked about him a lot this year. It's the only good thing of the weekend, though.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Burrow, what a stud, right? The guy's in the top 5 there, and that's one thing I can pat myself on the back on. I said he's up there with Josh Allen and Mahomes already. He's going to get there. I said he was already there, and I think I was proven right. Let's see how it goes 2 weeks from now. Tyler, wasn't the best ending to the evening game, but overall a fun day of football. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, my weekend was pretty much with titles minus the plus 800 because I didn't win shit. NBA sucked. NFL sucked. I'm just here. That's pretty much it.
Hey, at least money's just paper. That's what you sometimes remind yourself of.
Yeah, I lit it all on fire this week in the NBA.
I've done that plenty of times, trust me.
Need Jared Allen to get 1 rebound, 9 minutes. No.
Yeah,
Anthony Edwards can score 12 points and a half. Need 13 out of him in the second half. Gives me 2. Just like gotta run bad when you run bad, I guess.
I mean, all right, we've got everything in place here. Tyler's just here. So he won't get fined. We'll send him a Marshawn Lynch jersey, guys, to make sure, we send the proper condolences. But, we're still going to talk some NFL. Why don't we start with the games? Then we'll go ahead and we'll go some basic news. And then maybe just look ahead. Just decide if there's anything that we should bet like right away because, already a little bit of line movement in that Super Bowl. So let's start with the first game. Cincinnati Bengals at one point were down 21-3. And I was, I had the Bengals plus 7. And I'm a little worried. I said, I'm not as surprised that they gave up 21. I'm just surprised that they're not scoring back. Then it went to 21-10. The Chiefs drive down the field. There's 5 seconds to go, 2nd and goal. And they opt for the wheel route to Tyreek Hill. And, of course, Andy Reid, you got to trust your quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. I'll still argue he's the best quarterback in football, even though he had a tough second half. But boy, what did you think of that play call, Title? I mean, it almost seemed right. We've been clamoring for these coaches to be more aggressive, for our whole lives. Now they finally do it. And we see maybe why some of those older guys weren't doing it in the past. What did you think of the sequence and downs there at the end of the first half for the Kansas City Chiefs?
Yeah, man. I would have done the same thing Andy Reid did. I mean, you trust. You think he's the best quarterback in the NFL. You have to think that if you're Andy Reid. I've been saying that for a while. This year hasn't gone like the past couple. But if you think he's the best quarterback in the NFL, he plays like a veteran. He's obviously still young. You give him 5 seconds. That's a quick throw. I mean, he made the right decision on the previous down where he had nothing. He threw it in the ground. It took 4 seconds. You expect him to know not to take a sack, to do all that. He kind of panicked, though. Pressure got in his face early, and he saw no one. He saw Tyreek, and he trusted Tyreek to beat his man one-on-one for a touchdown. So I'm not going to go overboard on that. I think Andy Reid made the right call. You trust your quarterback. Your quarterback knows the time. 5 seconds is 4 seconds. We'll say 4 because you need a second for a field goal. It's plenty of time at the 2-yard line or 1-yard line or whatever it was to get a touchdown. So I think everything was fine. I don't necessarily love the route of Tyreek Hill. I think every single route should have been in the end zone because that's just common sense. So I don't love the play call and stuff exactly, but I think you still go one more shot. You have 5 seconds. I think everything's fine. So I'm not going to overanalyze that. Didn't work out. The worst possible scenario happened, but it's Patrick Mahomes. You gotta put trust in your quarterback.
All right. So Title said the right call, poor execution. Do you agree, Tyler?
There's this thing in basketball spread when the refs get a call wrong, the ball doesn't lie.
Uh-huh.
Those refs didn't want to throw a fucking flag on Kansas City that whole game. Yet they want to throw a flag on Cincinnati on a ball that was thrown out of bounds in the back of the end zone and give them the ball on the 1. Those refs were so one-sided yesterday. Cincinnati had to beat 2 teams.
Yeah, Bengals winning that with the refs was crazy.
Was the ball telling you this ball shouldn't be here on the 1? These points shouldn't be on the board. Ball doesn't lie. They end up with 0 on that drive. They shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Tyler quoting Rasheed Wallace here on the NFL Rundown. Not something that I expected.
All I was told yesterday was those refs didn't throw flags all year, this and that. That's how they did it. Then a ball goes out of bounds for Kansas City at the back of the end zone. That ref was quick to rip his flag off the hip to get them the ball on the 1.
Yeah, I prefer the physical game there, but you got.
But if you're going to play it, you got to play it on both sides.
Right. Another thing that people were saying all week, Title, that we saw the conference championship last week, right? And on the rundown on Friday, I told Tyler, no, even if Tennessee won, I don't care. You can't count out the other side of the team. And just because these teams played this super exciting game doesn't mean that they're automatically going to go to the Super Bowl. I also said if it was the regular season, it would have been a prime letdown spot for the Chiefs coming off such an emotional victory. Now, as it turned out, it was kind of the opposite of a letdown, right? Because they came out just absolutely humming on their first 3 drives and then kind of slowed down, right? But, I mean, the fact that nobody was giving Cincinnati any idea, any credit going into this, and I said on Friday to Tyler, this offense is just as good. Jamar Chase is probably the best out of the 3 between Hill, Kelsey, and Chase. Obviously, really close, right?
Yeah.
But, I mean,
you're flipping coins. I know what you're saying.
Quite the weapon, though, right? Because you can target him more than Hill. He's faster than Kelsey, and it's easier to use him in the run game, right? So what were your thoughts basically just on the Bengals being able to make it to the Super Bowl? And of course, this is basically just going to be the Praise Joe Burrow segment.
Yeah, I mean, I got to take a victory lap when I have one, I think. I mean, I've been talking about these Bengals since the regular season, since early. I mean, you can just see talent. There are certain guys that are just different. Joey Burrow is one of them. Jamar Chase. Tyler Boyd, I've been a fan of years. He's taken a back seat, obviously, with all this stuff. But Tyler Boyd's a baller. T. Higgins made very big catches, contested catches, played big. They lost Uzoma, too. I mean, yeah, it was less than 24 hours on this show last Monday after the big Chiefs win and everything. I said Bengals money line, Bengals +7. I mean, this is a really, really good football team. Joe Burrow can score with the best of them. Jamar Chase, Mixon, this team is legit as they come. I mean, people now obviously get it. It's the Super Bowl. It's easy to say now, but I love the Chiefs. I think they're a very good team, but this Bengals team can beat anyone. When you get in the NFL, the top-heavy teams, the guys that just have such talent everywhere, quarterbacks, you can beat anyone at any single given day in the NFL. You really can. And I think that's what we saw. I mean, +7 when we came on, it was like, how is this team getting +7? The other game was 3.5, Jimmy G against Stafford. It was in a dome. I felt like it's just 3.5 points from that game to this game just made no sense. It went to +7.5 too. So I missed a little line movement, but I'm not surprised. I mean, I was over the Bengals, over them for a while. Obviously, did I think they should be a favorite or something? No, of course not. But even when they were down 21-3 spread, I wasn't too nervous. Maybe that's because I didn't have a ton invested in the game, stuck with a couple of units and stuff like that. But there was just never a doubt where I was like, ooh, they're in trouble, this and that. Joey Burrow is just that guy. He's calm. He moves the ball down the field. He makes big plays. It's a really special team. But, I mean, we'll get to the Super Bowl talk. Man, we'll get there. I'm not going to say anything yet. But, yeah, what a game.
All right. Tyler, did you want to join the victory lap? Because we basically nailed it that, hey, we thought the Chiefs were coming in there a little overvalued. Bengals were undervalued. Anything more about the Chiefs and the Bengals? And you can go ahead and pat yourself on the back for that one, Tyler.
I mean, I pat Title on the back. That was his pick. And I mean,
you were on it too, I think, though. You like the money. The points.
I did, but I pushed the 49ers, and we've seen how that went. But the key for that Cincinnati game was once that second half started, because I was worried when they went down 21-3. Their defense looked like they couldn't stop anything. They put their 3 best pass rushers in the box. They just dropped everybody else into coverage.
That interception, too, big boy making a play was huge.
They needed that one big, too. I said that to my buddy. I'm like, they need to create an interception off a tip ball or something. Next play, the
good field position. That was huge.
Yeah. once they dropped all those 8 guys in coverage and only blitzed their 3 best pass rushers, that's when we seen Mahomes standing back there for 5 seconds looking around like, why is no one open?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, one of them 3 guys gets loose. Now he's running around for his life. We've seen that a few times at the end of the game, and he had to hold the ball, and he got sacked.
The other thing I noticed, and obviously, I'm not a big X's and O's guys, right? But it seemed like they kept a 4th guy that was kind of
It was almost like a quarterback spot.
Yeah.
But as well as a screen checker, right? Yep. That was his job. But the second that the play developed, he would just rush because he's like, okay, it wasn't his job to continue.
That guy to cut off Kelsey's little fake routes into the middle open space that he's just going to dump off. And the moment Kelsey gets past him, just blitz the quarterback and get him out of there.
Yeah, and I thought that it was an excellent job by the Bengals.
How much different is this conversation if that fumble that occurs right before regulation ends? If Cincinnati picked that up and ended the game right there.
The one that Tooney recovered?
The one that Mahomes dropped.
Yeah. The guard Joe Tooney
sacked him.
He was from the Patriots. Yeah, I still can't believe it. Title, congratulations to you. Tyler and I were joking, right? Can you believe we were down on this team in the preseason? But we came around by like week 4, week 5, right?
4 and 12.
Props.
4 and 12.
Didn't we bet this team's under on the win total?
Yes,
like
we did. I lost $1,000 on that. Yes, I did.
But I will say, Spread, I will say what you said all year. I didn't listen to the pre whatever, like before the season stuff. But what you said all year was never doubting the offense and Burrow and all that. You were just worried about the rush defense and the defense. And the defense has made a lot of change. I think a lot of it is like the longer the season goes, we've seen it with the Chiefs for multiple years. The weather starts getting colder. You're playing slower tempo games on both sides. Like the defense just kind of figure out that like they find their own, most teams as the year goes on. Like, I don't think this is a good Bengals defense at all. I really don't. They just made plays when they have to. The game's slower. Now they're in a dome. Now we're going to talk about it, but I think the Rams don't really have trouble scoring. I really don't. I think the Rams are going to find their stuff. So I agree with you. You talked all year, though. It was the Bengals defense you were worried about. It wasn't the offense. And a lot of people knew this offense, it was legit. So, don't be too negative on yourselves, Fred. I mean, It's a long season. 4 and 12 to the Super Bowl. Obviously, Joe Burrow's injury, but I mean, what a story! It's really cool to see.
Yeah, I love it, and right,
you could have some extra motivation going into that Super Bowl too if they had Dak comeback player of the year the night before.
I don't think he's going to care regardless. He's fired up no matter what, right? I mean, the legacy's here to be born, and if you even think about it, a couple guys, right? They've been eliminated. They get that one early ring. You're almost immune from criticism. I'm talking about, of course, Aaron Rodgers. If you take away that one ring, it's a little different around him. Same with Mahomes.
I got a hot take for you guys.
What's up?
Is Patrick Mahomes this generation's Peyton Manning?
No.
Mahomes will be back.
One Super Bowl win. He's always in the
He's like in what, year 6?
He'll be back.
Yeah, I mean,
because he's going to be surrounded by just alpha talents his whole career. He's going to make
Manning
sure
pretty much was too, though. I mean, like the dude gets to the playoffs,
but he doesn't have Brady to like knock him off, unless Burrow becomes Brady in your scenario, Tyler.
Yeah, but now he has Burrow, Herbert, and Josh Allen all around them.
No, I will say, the thing is, it's like his legs and stuff. I mean, that was a big thing. Like pass rush for all the guys that just can't move. Like if you just get in a game where you just have no line, like Mahomes, Burrow, like we see these guys make plays with their legs. You have to be a quarterback nowadays and at least be able to do that. I think. I mean, the plays Burrow made on third down, like his O-line. Imagine if he had an offensive line, like. His offense, it would be so much fun. He has no time. It's really crazy what he's doing.
Of the week,
so what
has to go out to our guy JJ on Chris Jones to record a sack. He had
he had a twice
hug, and somehow he slithered out, and then he chased him down, and he high stepped away from him and made him
that high step.
How did that happen? Like he literally, that high step. I thought there was no way that should happen.
I was breaking stuff for JJ when he high stepped away from him. I was like,
happy. I was like, first down, let's go. That was big time.
All right, let's jump into the NFC championship game. 49ers are up 17-7 going into the fourth quarter. I know that, the time has come. It's time to go ahead and bury Jimmy G. But the guy... If Tart or whatever his name, Jaquez Tart, doesn't drop that interception right, he's in the Super Bowl again, right? So it's just so funny how these narratives can change because both of them made some pretty bad throws there down the stretch. And I would say that the Tart one was the most egregious. Of course, Jimmy G got away with the one to Jalen Ramsey that like bounced off his shoulder. That one was like, and that was a house call too. I mean,
I would say that's the same. Yeah, I mean, Ramsey. Yeah.
So those two were pretty bad. I don't really blame him for that last one. He was trying to make something happen. He takes a sack there. They probably don't have a chance anyways. And he actually put the running back in a position to kind of make the play, right? It was high, but I mean, you know, the other two I thought were much more egregious. The story, of course, will be Matt Stafford's first Super Bowl. You know, you leave the Lions and good things happen. I don't know if Lions fans are happy or sad to see that. I don't know if there's even Lions fans left. I'm not in Detroit after how the way that franchise has been run. But Stafford gets his done. You know, Cooper Kupp, of course, has a nice game. Odell Beckham has a huge game. So, right, these are two people that pretty much, you know, asked their way out of franchises they weren't happy with, and now they're finding success down in Los Angeles. McVay doesn't get talked about because it doesn't matter that he blew all his timeouts because they got the win, right? So, I don't know. Title, we'll start with the game, and then we'll go to the Jimmy G slander next.
Yeah, what was McVay doing that whole game? Like that was one of the worst coaching. Yeah, he's very lucky to get by in that game. I don't know what he was doing. Man, I don't know how I talk about this game without starting with the Jimmy G slander. I mean, was there ever a chance they were going to win that game when they needed Jimmy? I mean, I was like, it's over. Like, there's no way Jimmy G's going to make a drive. And obviously, I say that he did it against my Packers the week before. He did it to get to the playoffs against the same Rams team. So messing around a little bit. This game wasn't just on Jimmy G, but you do need to score more than 17 points in a dome to win a playoff football game, you think. Jimmy G, I mean, what he throw for 16 for 30, 232, 2 touchdowns, interception. Stafford over 300, 2 touchdowns. I mean, yeah, he didn't play awful, but when you're in games like this, it's Mahomes, it's Burrow, it's Stafford, then it's Jimmy G. Like, man, it's just that's why the 49ers are so tough for me. And he beat Rodgers. I mean, he did what he had to do, but it's Jimmy G at the end of the day. I don't know. I'm way more down on him than you spread. It's not the reason they lost. You got to catch that if you're Tart. If you're Ramsey, people haven't talked about it as much. You got to – why I don't think people are talking about the Ramsey one is because he wasn't even close, really. It's like I don't know if he just didn't see it or the ball wasn't close, but he should have really made a play on that. Tart, obviously, that was right in his hands. A lot of things in this game you can go differently, but good win for the Rams. Cooper Kupp just continues to do what Cooper Kupp does. What a stud. OBJ's having the time of his life. Look, it looks like playing across from Kupp. It was cool. Kupp on Twitter shouting out Robert Woods, talking about how they wouldn't be here without him. Because obviously, I mean, people are forgetting. People aren't talking about it. But before this, OBJ, I mean, Robert Woods is a huge part of this offense. They lost Higbee. That'll be a big thing in the Super Bowl, even though Blanton played pretty well. At the end of the day, though, as the Niners, like you can bash Jimmy, you can bash all that. You're not going to win a football game when you're up most of the game, obviously. So the script's good. Debo 7 for 26 on the ground. Elijah Mitchell 11 for 20 on the ground. You're not going to win a football game like that in a good game script as a run first team without the best quarterback, and you can't even get anything established on the ground. So it's 2017. The game was close for sure. 49ers had every chance to win the game without being able to run the football. So, yeah, I don't know what the future is for Jimmy G. Tough game. I wanted 3.5 for the Rams to at least cover if they were going to win. Otherwise, I wanted Tyler to get it home. Neither happened. I'll let Tyler talk about it, though.
All right. I'm going to jump in real quick to the chat before we throw it to Tyler. M Stack says, my father is a Lions fan cheering for Stafford. Scott Mack says, I'm a Lions fan. We're happy for Stafford.
I think you have to be.
I think that's cool.
I think you have to be. I mean, he gave everything he played hurt. He gave everything he could to the Lions. I mean, at the end of the day, their franchise just wasn't good enough. You know what I'm saying? Like Stafford's always been good. He gave I think you should cheer for him.
All right, Tyler. Now's your time. You get to impersonate a New York or a Philadelphia talk show radio caller. What are your thoughts on this game?
I mean, I don't even know where to start. The moment that he dropped that pick, I knew I was screwed because I knew they were going to go down and score. He just throws it to his little butt buddy every fucking play, and everyone talks about how good he is. It's like if half the receivers in the NFL got double-digit targets, every game except for 3 games all year, they would also put up these stats.
He's always open. That's the thing.
Then they build him up as an underdog story, like, oh, his wife had to pay for his college. He went to Eastern Washington. His dad, uncle, and grandpa all played in the NFL. He's a suburb kid. Stop it. Like, this kid isn't coming from the bottom. Like, this kid's from a rich family. Cool, Stafford's in the Super Bowl. I can care less. Like, I'm not a Stafford fan. I'm not a Cup fan. Hopefully the Bengals win. And hopefully Stafford breaks his back and Cooper Kupp tears his ACL.
All right. Thank you,
if they win,
from New York.
If they win, I hope Aaron Donald rounds up all their rings and says these are all mine.
The way that Aaron Rodgers needs to do it for Mike McCarthy. All right. Well, thank you for not holding back there, Tyler. I'm glad we got your real opinion. Tyler, you said you don't know what happens with Jimmy G. I don't think there's any way he comes back now.
No, you don't think he plays for any team in the NFL?
No. I'm just saying there's no way he comes back to the 49ers.
Oh, I agree with that. I just don't know
he's either going to be a backup somewhere or he's going to be the Steelers starter.
That's what I mean.
Because here's the teams that I think he goes good on.
None.
Steelers, he'd be an upgrade.
I mean, of course he'd be an upgrade, but like there's other guys out there that would be bigger.
That's such a Mike Tomlin quarterback though that would get him to like 8,
it's
9.
Gonna be my dream next year.
Oh
I can't wait till the NFL rundown next season when we have Tomlin in there. All right, yeah. Panthers. It's a big upgrade over Darnold.
He don't work in that system though. They like moving quarterbacks.
Give me Huntley. Yeah, give me like we were talking about Huntley. I don't think that.
Yeah, I'd rather them start PJ Walker in the system they play. It's funny, but there's guys in the chat that are with me too on that take.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure. I'm pretty sure all my buddies that actually watch the show, because most of my friends that live around me are Niners fans.
The other thing that irritates me, and I just see it coming from a mile away, if they win the Super Bowl, all we're going to hear about all summer from these analysts, dump all your draft picks, trade for all these unhappy guys, do this, do that, and you'll win a Super Bowl. Now we're going to have like 4 teams loaded with all these first-round draft picks because all these teams are just going to start firing away.
The Oklahoma City Thunder coming.
Man, I mean, if they had a pretty, you can never say a team had an easy path to get to the Super Bowl, but they went
an easy one.
It's about as easy as you're going to get. I mean, people are going to say beat Tom Brady, but like it wasn't obviously even close to the same Buccaneers team.
They don't win that game.
It wasn't even close to the same Buccaneers team. The Cardinals obviously seemed like flukes. And then you get a 6 seed and obviously the Niners and stuff, but they really ran as good as they could have to get there. And not taking anything away from them. Sometimes that's how it works out. You play the team in front of you, get the job done. But just thinking about that part.
I do agree with you because I do enjoy poking fun at Green Bay, especially, when you're on title. But they match up very good with the Green Bay, right?
Green Bay doesn't just.
If they did Dallas in the first round instead, they wouldn't be here
because it would be cold. But they would have, instead of playing in the dome like Stafford. I mean, Packers didn't deserve it though, so they did what they had to do. But yeah, coming to Lambeau instead of having a home game against the Niners, they definitely ran as good as they could have. But hey, you play who's in front of you. You take care of business. They're in the Super Bowl for a reason. They're 4-point favorites.
All right. So Tyler, where do you think? I'm wearing my Jimmy G fan club hat next season. Is he going to be out there in Pittsburgh? Are the Yinzers going to be?
The question is he a starter or is he a backup?
He has to be.
You think starter? Okay.
Tyler, you made the conference championship game. It's not like. The guy, it's not like we're talking about Mike Glenn here.
Can I pick 3 teams? Do I got to fire one?
Yeah, go ahead. No, I'm just where's the good plots?
Yeah, I thought probably Pittsburgh. I think because it's either Haskins or Rudolph at this point. So I could see them doing that.
Mm-hmm.
If Matt Ryan pulls a quick one and does retire in the offseason,
and I would take Jimmy G over
maybe
Matt
he
Ryan.
ends up down there. If Rodgers walks. And Tom Brady also retires, there are 2 spots opened up right there.
Yes.
Don't give me.
Please. I can't wait. If that happens, we're having an emergency NFL rundown with title.
The thing is, I would take him over Jordan Love any day. So it's but it's still I'm not expecting a lot if that happens.
How do you think he would do in Denver if you guys don't get Rodgers?
He ain't going to Denver. I don't think. I think Denver wants a big arm this time with the receivers they have there.
That's true.
I mean,
I don't taking another game manager.
I don't see Jimmy being better, maybe stats wise. I don't think he'll be in the conference championship ever again in his whole life. That, I don't think you could be in a better spot.
Then Go see Tomlin. That guy knows how to win.
If Tomlin and
Not in the
Jimmy
playoff
G,
spread. Bill O'Brien, more recent playoff win than Mike Tomlin.
I hate that stat. Stop.
Yeah, there's always a stat that'll be on your side. You can always find one.
Not with playoff records for Mike Tomlin.
Well, he's like Rodgers. He got that ring early. Now he's immune to criticism. So I like the Jaguars, right? AW fan. The Khan family owns them. I like Trevor Lawrence. Rumors: Byron Leftwich is refusing to become their head coach because he doesn't want to work with Trent Baalke. Now Rich Bisaccia, who was the Raiders' interim coach, is in Jacksonville today interviewing. Title. I mean, is this the biggest mess of a franchise in the NFL? I mean, this is Sacramento Kings level mismanagement. If you keep it a net GM and now you're running, none of the top head coaching candidates will even interview with you, and you have the quarterback position figured out, right? I mean, look at the Panthers. What are they going to do, right? I mean, it's just unbelievable here. What have you heard of this Jacksonville story, and what do you think if it's true?
To be honest, I really didn't hear about it until before the show when you were bringing it up a little bit. So I'll listen to you two talk. If that's, if good head coaching people are not going to interview because of, there's problems there. There's big problems if that's a true story. Like you have Trevor Lawrence, like it's a destination. We talked about certain teams and destinations that are really intriguing, and obviously Jacksonville has to be one of them with Sunshine. Trevor Lawrence is the guy for a long time. So that's kind of a crazy story. I'm going to listen to you two, though, since we always talk about it. Head coaching, some things in the offseason. I play, 4 or 5 DFS sports every single day. Like, I don't follow the offseason coaching stuff as much. So you guys, I'm just going to listen to you because that is interesting.
Yeah, Tyler, right? Trent Baalke's like that everyone's got that one friend or guy they know that's like fat. He's like ugly, and he just pulls 10s because he knows how to talk, right? Baalke got the Niners to get rid of Harbaugh and choose him over Jim Harbaugh. Now he's over there in Jacksonville, and they're going to choose him over all these top candidates. I just can't believe what's going on. Have you heard about this, Tyler?
I'm in the same boat as Title. I could have swore they had already hired Leftwich. I got the notification from Underdog NFL. It said Leftwich was hired as their coach like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, and I hear the news from you that contract never got signed.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not good because just like you said, if they're going to choose him over these good candidates, they're going to end up with a guy like a Bill O'Brien who they were going to interview earlier in the year. Like, you're not going to get a good coach for him, and they're going to be right back in the same spot they were in this year. So you got to get him out of there and just get a whole new front office. Like, bring in the head coach and the GM as a package. They're on the same page right off the bat. You don't have to worry about anything from the outside or this guy's old views clashing with this guy's new views. So you just fire him and just bring 2 new guys in. That's my best way to fix that.
Title, if this is true, should Trevor Lawrence just ask for a trade? To me, it just seems like total mismanagement from a franchise.
I don't even know how you can really go about doing that. It's your second year. I don't know how many years in the rookie.
This don't work like the NBA spread. You can't just do that. Look what happened to Deshaun Watson when he did that.
Man, I don't think, I really don't think that would go over too well. I don't know what you do. I think
that poor kid. Can you imagine running so good?
Spread the last 2 guys to demand trades.
He hasn't ran bad his whole life.
Destinations.
Yeah.
AB, Deshaun Watson. You don't demand trades in the NFL and pick
Odell pulled it
off. Then they just tarnish you.
Your guy from the Steelers, Melvin Ingram, pulled it off.
Odell pulled it off
they
to the
released
point
him.
Odell was literally, they were like, we'll give this guy away for free. Like, you have to be a diva.
Yeah, you got to be a head case.
And he's got the hair for it.
Yeah, but then you don't want that narrative around you.
Yeah, I know, and he seems like he's a good kid. I don't think he would ever even be able to. I just feel bad for him, man. It's like the best prospect we've seen since Andrew Luck, and you guys can argue with me about that because I'm not much of a draft guy. I don't watch much college football.
You like how Andrew Luck's looking now? Have you seen him recently?
No, how does he look?
Didn't he get all fat?
No, he looked like really, really skinny actually, and like the neck. He 2 weeks ago, maybe for a big event, he was on like NFL Network or something for a little while. He looked a lot different. I'll just say that. So after this, look up Andrew Luck. Yeah,
I got to reach out to him, man.
Remember the rumors when his dad was going to open back up the XFL, and he was going to be like the the face
The
of the entire
centerpiece?
thing. Yeah,
I would watch that.
they said that was like the first rumor that started when he retired, and the XFL was starting to like brew up. It was like, yeah,
I
his
think The
dad's
Rock
gonna just
owns it
push
right
him
now.
as the face. But that all stopped when the pandemic started. They just lost all their money. And it was
I was
just
gonna
like, yeah,
say
we
it
can't
was
do
literally
that.
1 year. I remember DraftKings had like contests or something, and then I think the worst time.
Were you playing XFL?
I
Was there an
wasn't,
XFL
but
core
there
for on
was.
the Run Pure site?
No, I don't. This was before Run Pure.
Okay.
Maybe literally.
Would
maybe
you put a
actually
core up if it comes back?
No. Maybe it literally like was the exact time.
There was that other football league too. What was it called? Like AAF, American.
Yeah. That one was
that
fun,
one was
and they folded
bad.
mid-season. And did you hear what the whole deal was that? So
Yeah,
the whole thing was like a scam.
Yeah, they
get
just
them
stopped
to
paying
develop
everyone.
the stat app, right? And they were just using it. And then once they got the app, they just pulled the plug on the whole thing.
Yeah,
like the weirdest.
all the players showed up to practice that day. Like they're on the
Yeah.
practice field. There's no coaches there. They're like, wait
Yeah.
a minute. Someone showed up. They're like, yeah, this isn't a thing anymore. You guys can go home.
So crazy. Yeah, so
learn something new every day.
All right, title. The Denver Broncos did sign your Green Bay offensive coordinator, Nathaniel Hackett. So, of course, the rumor machine is humming. Does that be the right word? It's whirring. It's burring. It's whatever. The rumors are that Rodgers are going to go to Denver. What are your thoughts? Are you a little worried there, man? You don't want to have a season of Jordan Love. You're going to have to be like me, a Raiders fan, just root for mediocrity for the next 10 years.
It's crazy, Spread. I haven't had to experience that. I've been very blessed. Talk about Trevor Lawrence and stuff.
Yeah.
Not that blessed, but like I really haven't. Packers have been good pretty much my whole life, thanks to Big 12. Favre was the younger in my life, but man, it would be tough. I don't think like if I had to put money, is he gonna be a Bronco? Is he not? Of course, I'm gonna say he's not gonna be. I don't know what the betting markets and stuff is. I'm still holding on to the hope that I assume the Packers are gonna franchise Devontae. Devontae obviously doesn't want that, but why wouldn't you if you're the Packers? And I think Rodgers has so much fun. I think he knows his best. I mean, like, no, you could throw to number 12. You back-to-back MVPs. You might not agree. We'll find that out soon, but back-to-back MVPs. Number one regular season record. You go through Lambeau. They've been in the playoffs for, you know what I mean? Like, he knows the situation in Green Bay. If he comes back, they can be right where they were, and he has the best chance to win. And he'll have 12. If he goes to the Broncos, everything is way, way different. In the offseason, he likes
Adams is 17, right?
Oh, yeah, I keep saying
you kept
Rodgers
missing. I was like, isn't he? Are you talking about himself?
Rodgers is 12, 17.
Yeah,
Thank
okay,
you.
there we go.
I'm glad you said something because people watching this, because sometimes if I watch a show and you know like what they mean, but they're saying something different, you just like scream. Yeah, thank you for saying that. 17, it will be back. 12 is Rodgers, yes. But like if he goes to Denver in the offseason, Rodgers talked about it. Like this guy likes to do his own thing in the offseason. He goes in San Fran, does his little private things. He likes exploring. Like he steps away from football a lot too. He knows he has the skills. He likes doing his own thing. Like if he goes to Denver, this whole offseason is going to be a lot more work than I think he even wants to do at the end of his career. I would be surprised.
But do you think because it would be the same system?
But you know how long it took like Devontae and Rodgers to like develop that connection, or Lazard or Cobb, like the timing on his routes that he throws. If you wanted to get Judy, Sutton, all the guys, like you got to grind with those guys day in, day out for a long time. I mean, you don't just get rapport in like a week or you have this offensive coordinator, so it's all going to mold together. I mean, you got to do a lot of different things. That's just Rodgers. Like he knows exactly what his receivers are going to do. So I do think it would be a lot of work. I just think he wants to play with Devontae, 17. I think he'll want to be home. I don't think it's the Broncos. I really don't. San Fran, like I could even see like a San Fran more likely than that because I think he wants a Super Bowl too. And yeah, Rodgers can win a Super Bowl everywhere, but like Denver, is that really the answer?
Have to go against Mahomes, Herbert, and then maybe
that's such an Aaron Rodgers thing to do, though. Like the petty thing. Let me go into these young guys' divisions, win the division, win a Super Bowl, and say I still got it. You
can't even win it in the NFC against Garoppolo, though. What's he going to try and go?
That's his kryptonite, though. That's the guy that screwed him every time.
Now he's just going to try and go through the young goats and go through Burrow, Allen, Mahomes. I mean, I love Rodgers and all that, but man, parlaying the AFC is so top. Now Brady's gone, like. Man, then he's like, wow, can I get one more year in the NFC? It's weaker. I'm gonna say he's a Packer.
So you don't think he shows up to the podium in a Kevin Durant jersey and says, "I'm going to the team that beats me.
No,
Send me to the 49ers."
Oh,
right? KD's up there. You the real MVP. I mean, you don't think he pulls a Durant?
The thing is, I really don't know. What I'm holding the most is he loves Devontae so much. He's gave him all the praise in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Why not just end your career? Like, you only have so many years left. Like, a lot fewer than what he's had ahead of him. Like, I feel like just ending your career in Lambeau and Green Bay too could mean something. So I'm hoping if he doesn't, I'll be a fan forever wherever he goes. But I don't think it's going to be Denver.
What do you think, Tyler?
I'm still on that spot where the three logical destinations are San Fran, Denver, Green Bay. Green Bay's probably the favorite. He just comes back.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say San Fran second, Denver a slight third, because we know Denver likes going after these high-profile quarterbacks. They got it to work with Manning before. Elway could give them that same pitch. We got a defense. We got some receivers for you. You could step in, take over it, push us right up over the top. 2 running backs. I think San Fran's the spot for him. He hasn't had a tight end like Kittle ever. Debo.
Jermichael Finley.
I mean, he's
not like
Kittle. Yeah.
He's not like Kittle. No,
Debo's not Devontae, but he plays in a completely different way to where he could just get him the ball in so many different ways and let him do his thing. The running backs behind him, the offensive line, and they have enough cap space. If Green Bay doesn't hold Adams hostage, San Fran's a team that'll go, here's our next 2 first-round picks. Give us Adams.
They don't have any first-round picks left.
They only traded next year's. They'll go 3 years ahead, spread. They don't care.
I think they traded 2 plus.
What are the odds?
This year's.
What are the odds like Devontae's not a Packer though? Like what are the odds they don't? I mean, he doesn't want to be. Like, if he really doesn't.
With him, like, I know he's been quiet most of his career. If they franchise tag him, I bet you he turns into a diva.
Oh, I can totally. He really doesn't want the tag.
He said he doesn't want it, and he's seen all these other receivers get out of it. The moment that tag hits his name, he's gonna freak the hell out.
If Rodgers doesn't,
Randy Moss was in Oakland. I mean, the guy wasn't even running routes.
I can't see Devontae doing that.
I don't know if you guys remember that. It was like 2006.
I don't think he'd step on the field before he did something like that. Like, I think
he would just sit at home and hold out.
Yeah, he would. I don't see him being on the. Well, like, that's the big thing. Like, if Rodgers doesn't come back and they tag Adams, I could totally. I mean, there's no way Adams is trying to play with Love the rest of his career. No. Like, this man needs someone to get him the ball.
If he can't play with Rodgers, I think he's going to demand his way to Derek Carr.
I could totally see that. That'd be fun.
Give me that. All right, the last kind of the general topic, unless you had a couple more. He's not going to reunite with Jeff Coley.
The one last
There's
team
no way.
I've brought him up before just because they have a shit ton of cap space. If somehow the Colts can dump Wentz's contract somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
They have so much money, they could bring both them guys in.
But everybody that I talk to wants Carson Wentz 2.0, Trey Lance to start over Jimmy G, the guy that's like 35-16.
Give me Trey Lance over Jimmy G.
I would have loved to have seen them put Trey Lance on the field on that last drive
for 9-8.
Give me Trey Lance. Trey Lance is making a play at the end of that game.
Yeah, I was about to say, if they'd have put Trey Lance at the end of that drive, the last drive, I'd have been a little happier because at least he has some legs. He could have ran away and like maybe gained some yards. Like Jimmy G was just stuck back there.
He looks like Tebow, man. It's not like he's like Lamar Jackson out there. Like,
no, he looks more like crazy. Lamar than he does Tebow.
Yeah,
he doesn't look.
He
like
doesn't
Lamar.
make any cuts. He just runs forward and he's big.
He's 6'6", like 280. Spread
That's why I said he looks
over.
like Tebow.
No, he is not a Tebow, but he's not.
I'm talking about when he runs.
Tebow was
I know.
Trey Lance is fast.
Yeah, Trey Lance is fast.
He's not 6'3" and 210 pounds like Lamar Jackson, like lightning out there, but
Tebow looks like a middle linebacker.
Going to go right through you, yeah.
Lance kind of does too.
No, he's tall, lanky.
Lance is like Josh Allen. Spread. Stop the Tim Tebow talk.
Yeah,
all right,
that hurts.
I actually didn't do this on purpose, but what a perfect segue, because the man who took Tim Tebow to the playoffs, I don't know if it's official or if it's just rumored, but Josh McDaniels heading to Las Vegas to take over my Raiders. Tyler, I really don't know what to make of this. It doesn't seem bad. I mean, honestly, like, I knew the Gruden hire was bad from the start. I'm like, we're getting this TV guy, right? He wasn't even good in Tampa Bay, and the league's changed so much. He's running 2 fullbacks. I mean, so it's weird. It's like we actually have hope now as Raiders fans should we be excited, or are we getting excited for nothing here with Josh McDaniels coming to the Raiders?
I mean, how can't you be excited? You just made the playoffs on one of the craziest years you'll ever experience, with all different things going wrong for your team and battling with adversity. Got to the playoffs, and now you lost to the team that's in the Super Bowl, and you had a chance to win that game. I mean, if they scored and went for two, they really had a chance to win that game. So anything has to get you excited for the next year. I saw it was really cool. The interim head coach was writing handwritten letters. I saw a picture from the hotel to each and every player on the Raiders, thanking him for everything and stuff. So, I mean, what a good guy it seems like that guy is. Hopefully he has some success in the NFL. But
I mean, he might be Trevor Lawrence's coach because no one will work with Balky.
Yeah, so I hope that dude has some success. It was pretty cool to see that thing. But yeah, Josh McDaniels, I mean, he's been rumored multiple times for head coaching jobs, it seems, over the years. I mean, he's been around, one of the best ever. He's been in the game for so long. I think I'd be excited. I'm not no expert in coaches. I don't make predictions. This coach is going to be good. This coach is going to be bad. You know, the bad ones stick out like a sore thumb, like a Mike McCarthy. But hey, we'll find out. I think it's exciting.
Yeah, I mean, Tyler, do you think McDaniels would be closer to the greatness that is Mike Tomlin or the terribleness that is Mike McCarthy? What do you think the Raiders are getting here if McDaniels ends up being the coach?
I just hope they let him control the offense.
Well, they will.
They let him control the offense. I think they'll be fine because we know Belichick controlled the defense in New England. When you look at their offense and you look at the Raiders' offense, it's like Renfro's the best receiver. It's that's pretty much been the main kind of guy in New England.
That's what happens when you miss every single year. Receiver.
So he knows how to use these little white slot receivers. He'll have Renfro in a great spot.
Your favorite type of player, Tyler.
New England hasn't had a tight end like Waller in a while. Hunter Henry's good. He's no Waller. I think he could break Waller open and make him even better. He'll open up some running lanes for Josh Jacobs. They just got to get another weapon on the other side, and I think he can make that offense really good.
Yeah, and when they get that weapon, they got to get him to get an Uber. So, all right, you guys sound like you are pretty excited about that. Let's just do a quick preview and maybe anything that we should bet right away. Tyler, did they put props up already for the Super Bowl?
I could look spread, to be completely honest with you. When that game ended last night, I took this phone and I just kind of went, see ya, and just went to bed.
You did what I did, but they did on DraftKings Sportsbook. They have some props up.
Yeah. All right. Well, if there's anything you see right now. So my question was this thing opened at 5.5. It's down to 4 right now, plus 4 here for the Bengals. And it looks like they've even taken money while I've been doing the show on Bookmaker. I thought that 5 was irresponsible. How is this line anything less than it's 3 to me seems to be tops. And here's my reasoning why. I think that the Bengals have a better quarterback. You're watching this kid. He's legit. I mean, it's the stuff you just can't teach, extending plays, right? Just finding the guys that are open, hanging in there. And I think, a lot of the improvements on defense are just the fact they believe in their offense, right? It's hard to go out there when your offense isn't going to score every time, right? And just keep getting stops. But, it was easy for them to keep playing at 21-3 because I feel that they had this feeling, hey, this kid can do it. We just got to give him a shot. We got to give this kid a shot. He's came through for us all year. I think he has that intangible factor to the team. I think this line, even at 4, is irresponsible. Is there any buyback on the Rams? I can't believe they opened it here, and I still can't believe what I'm seeing right now, although the market agrees with me. Title, should I just bet this right now, or should I be a little patient?
Wow, I didn't. So 5.5 it opened at, you said?
Yeah, but that was gone so fast. I'm talking about right after the game ended.
What a bad line though to open that at. I mean, so this game's really tough for me. I've been on the Bengals every single game up to now, and I'll always transparent, honest. I'm the most scared about this game. I really am, and I think the reason is I think in the trenches, the Rams just dominate in the trenches, which is really scary. Because the front 4, I think they're going to be able to get some pressure on Burrow. I think they're going to be able to stop the run and Mixon, which is concerning for me. On the other side, I think the Rams can protect Stafford a little bit. I think Cam Akers can have success on the ground. I'm seeing Cooper Kupp minus 200 to score. His receiving props are over 100 yards. The Rams are going to put up points. And this game's in a dome too, and at home for the Rams. So just their whole preparation and stuff, it's just easier on a team like that, whereas the Bengals have been on the road winning these games. It's just how the teams, I mean, that's what they've had to do, but it feels a little better, the Rams being at home. Obviously, you get a week off and then the week after, but you feel a little better with everything, the whole situation, the Rams staying at home in a dome, blah, blah, blah. I'm scared about the trenches. I think physicality is going to be on the Rams side. I'm leaning the Rams. It really hurts, but I'm not doing anything yet because, like, I haven't bet against the Bengals all year. Like, I've been on them all year. It's Joey Burrow. It's Chase. Like, why would I jump off now when they treated me so well, cash all these tickets? But it's fighting the heart against the mind. I think it's telling me the Rams are going to win this game. They're too dominant in the trenches. They're too physical. Aaron Donald's going to be a beast. The Bengals are going to have to put up a lot of points because I don't see the Bengals stopping it. I'm looking at the over-under right now. 48.5? I lean the over there. That's my favorite bet. Yeah. I don't think the Bengals are able to stop the Rams enough. And Joey Burrow's not going to just get blown out. He's not going to lay it down. He's going to find a way to put up points. So I lean the over definitely is my favorite bet. I'm going to be cheering for the Bengals. There's no way. I shouldn't say there's no way I bet the Rams, but my head's telling me the Rams. My heart is telling me don't bet against Burrow. Don't go against the team you've been on. Over is my favorite bet for sure, though. Yeah,
because we talked about it earlier, right? How much of that Bengals defense improved with the weather, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I'll give you, hey, it's over 70 degrees in California this morning. I already took a walk before the show in the California sunshine, so it's going to be great conditions, quick turf. Tyler, should I get involved early? Should I show some patience? And what are your thoughts on the +4 and the 48.5?
Yeah, I mean, Title pretty much touched on everything that's to know in this game. The trenches are going to be what decides this game. Mm-hmm. Rams are going to score their points. It's just if the Bengals can score theirs, the over is probably the best look. The Cup over 8.5 receptions because the dude's going to get 13 targets. He doesn't throw with anyone else.
His props are nuts.
Who?
Cups 8.5, 102, and -200 to get the
What do you think they close at? They'll probably close at like 9.5.
He's going to get 9 receptions title. Like the dude's going to get 14 targets this game.
He's going to dominate.
Do you want a Cooper Kupp jersey if he gets MVP there, Tyler?
I'll burn it if you send it to me. But if you want to waste your money on it, go for it.
All right. Well, that was a lot of fun, guys. Is anything else that I missed? I thought I did a pretty good job of summing up the NFL.
What? Yeah. Babosky.
Bet the Cardinals to make the Super Bowl next year because this is 2 years in a row that the hometown team's been in it. And the Super Bowl is in Glendale, Arizona next year.
Cliff Kingsbury's not making the Super Bowl, bro. Not with the quarterback.
2 years in a row, no. Home team gets the home game.
It's still the National Football League. No.
National Fixed League.
Yeah, Babosky's talking. He said, because Big T did say on Sunday on the Wood Show, he said if the Bengals and Rams do, he's going to make one of his biggest bets on the Rams. I don't know. I wouldn't be so confident.
I don't like. So if you want to say I'll take the Rams for 1 unit, cool. I'm not making the biggest bet ever when I have the worst quarterback.
I was gonna say I wouldn't against this Joey B right now team.
This kid,
I wouldn't. Feel comfortable
I hate making bad. I hate making calling every big point guard Magic Johnson, right? And every awesome forward LeBron James or something, right? But this kid reminds me of Montana, dude. It's just like he's not fast, he's not athletic. I mean, he is to not to play in the football league, but compared to the other NFL players, right? Like even Trey Lance, right? Way better athlete than Joe Burrow. Right. I mean, just if we're going to do the combine shit and, track and field. But the kid just gets stuff done and he knows how to play football. And he's also got that moxie where his teammates believe in him too. I'm going to be hard pressed. I mean, and who knows, right? By the end of the 2 weeks, I'll be there. Maybe I'll be there, right? We have 2 weeks to decide.
Biggest bet. Yeah. People are talking about that because I do remember that when they won, I was like, ooh, Big T's said he's going to be all over the Rams. And I mean, I get it. But man, biggest bet of your life against Joey Burrow. And there's no chance I can do that.
Yeah. I mean, gosh. And I mean, let's be honest. What is the narrative around Matt Stafford if Tart makes the easiest interception probably of the whole playoffs? Right? What are we saying?
Oh, he is what I called him from the start.
Yeah, if Stafford beats me, Stafford beats me, right? I mean, it's not like the dude's going against even Aaron Rodgers or Deshaun. I mean, I don't know. We'll have plenty of time to talk about this, but boy, I would not make my biggest bet. So hey, I'll have to tune into that title. It's a great teaser if you want to see that, of course, head over to the Run Pure Sports YouTube channel. You are currently on the Run Pure Bets YouTube channel. The show is brought to you by Run Pure Sports and Run Pure Bets. Use the promo code GETBETS to become a member. Like the video, subscribe, share with your friends so they can hear all my terrible Jimmy G takes. Hey, it's going to make your group chat lit. You guys are going to be like, can you believe that guy actually thinks Jimmy G is good? Can you believe that, right? You're going to have plenty of fun. Share it with your friends. You'll have a great time. Title, it's been such a fun season. We're going to have to figure out, maybe we're going to do a Super Bowl review show. I've already started recruiting you to jump on the NBA rundown, which we've had so much fun with so far this season. So you will be seeing more content with Tyler, Title, and I. But this could be our last NFL show of the season. Is there anything you want to say before we sign off?
It's always fun, Spread. You crush all your shows. You grind, one of the hardest in the industry, every single day, multiple sports. And this is one of my favorite shows I hop on because we talked about it a little bit. But in DFS, usually the shows we do is predicting what's going to happen for the night's game, for tomorrow's game, stuff like that. And this show was a recap show most of the time. During the regular season, we broke down all the games on Sundays, talked about it. It was cool to see. I mean, if you go back and listen to every single thing, week 1 to week 18, there's a lot of L's I can only imagine. I know a couple in my head that I already know that I take. And there's a lot of victory laps.
A lot of victories. We did pretty well.
That's what makes it fun. I mean, no one knows how the season's going to go. You make predictions. You make your best guesses. So I always love this show. Like I always say for the rundown or for the hardwood and stuff, it's always the people in chat, the people watching that make it fun too. You have a good community here that watches all your shows. I'm excited for next year. Hopefully I'm on the same show with you guys, but always fun on Mondays talking about what went right, what went wrong the day before. Always nice listening to you. NBA time. Yeah. I mean, it was do NBA with you until the playoffs last year I did. So that was fun talking Bucks, and obviously that went well.
Yeah.
Packers didn't get it done for me. The show's been a lot of fun. Time to transition to basketball though, and hopefully the Bucks can make it a two-peat. But always fun. Tyler, Spread, giving out winners. Very fun show all year. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I think we'll definitely be bringing this one back. It didn't seem to have, great feedback. People do seem to enjoy it, right? Because all they ever hear is us predicting, right? And maybe you get a quick little victory lap like, hey, I said played this guy yesterday and he had a fire, right? But other than that, we're always looking forward. So it is fun to look back. And I think it makes the chat, a little more live too, because we're able to give kind of more hot takes, put ourselves out on islands, and then, either take the victory lap or take the L here live on the screen for everybody to see, and Nadesify. Definitely. Tyler, I told you, bring that venom, bring that fury. People were frustrated yesterday.
I got to put the filter on Spread, though, because if I bring the fire, sometimes words come out that shouldn't.
Okay, well,
we don't need to get fired for
putting the filter
for
on.
Calling somebody that everything people get freaked out about nowadays. So
yeah, maybe instead of the blowtorch, just the big lighter. But we appreciate it. Is there anything you wanted to say before we kind of switch gears here and get ready for our NBA show?
No, I mean, Title touched on everything. He said, "Great show all year. I hope we're back next year with this. I hope it's the same crew." And I really hope we get to talk about Joey Burrow winning the Super Bowl and we don't got Ashford and 2 girls, 1 cup sitting in midfield crying, holding each other.
Maybe we'll do the show if Joey B gets it done.
If he wins the Super Bowl, I'll put a video up with me celebrating.
All right, so it's settled. We will do a post-Super Bowl show if
they win the Super Bowl, I'll go downtown Pittsburgh and spray some homeless people with champagne like Mahomes' girlfriend did.
This is a great appearance for you today, Tyler. I love it. All right, guys. That being said, subscribe because we are going to do NBA rundown. Just a peek behind the curtain. For whatever reason, my cell phone isn't working today. So all my friends who bet on the Niners plus 3.5. What's that? Yeah.
What's going on?
I thought he said
I'm
cell
dialing
phone
right
first
now.
time. Wait, he said flip phone.
Yeah, my flip phone's not working. I'm gonna go try one of these smartphone things.
There you go.
If I start tweeting all of a sudden, it's because I figured it out. But hey, I got to run to Verizon real quick. Hopefully, I'll be back in time. But if not, that's why you should be subscribed. You'll get the notification the second we go live. And Title, I really want to just focus on one thing you said, how much fun the chat and the viewers really make this show. We love the instant feedback, right? And sometimes you guys bring up stuff that we didn't even know, right? When I miss a player being injured or things of that nature. So we appreciate everybody watching. It's been so much fun this year. Run Pure.